taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. Qualifying ghosts, I'll throw them down. Every corner's mine, I own this town. Sire scream, my setup's tight. I bled for this win in the virtual light. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I pay my dues. Study every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I've chased the line, I've earned my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this server, I'm winning tonight. Shift up, hold steady, I race in glory, this moment's mine. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. Burning and pixels collide, steel and rubber in a world online. Every corner's a war to survive. Lead foot's keeping the fire alive. Engines in the void, thundering loud. Virtual tracks, but the crowd still shout. Through the crash and the flame, we rise again. Lead foot TV, where the night won't end. Screaming sparks in the haze, metal hearts locked in digital rage. Every lap is a line in the sand, driven faster by a ghostly hand. Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV. Engines in the void, thundering loud. Virtual tracks, but the crowd still shout. Through the crash and the flame, we rise again. Leadfoot TV, where the night won't end. Tires screaming, sparks in the haze, metal hearts locked in digital rage. Every lap is a line in the sand, driven faster by a ghostly hand. Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV. TV. talk too much, but the track don't lie. Quit stalling out, quit wasting time. Anyway, for this, pedal to the floor, quit whining, drive like you want more. Quit whining and drive, feel the fury ignite. On like for TV, it's a battle tonight. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. 11 doors at 200 strong. The weak get wrecked, the brave roll on. Every lap's a war, no mercy inside. If you came to complain, step off the ride. The time is ticking, the engine's roared. Hawaiian drive, that's what it's for. From the sims to the screen, it's the edge of your seat. Burning rubber where legends compete. Quit whining and drive, feel the fury ignite. On like for TV, it's a battle tonight. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. Lights out, hearts pound, hear the countdown scream. You're strapped in the cockpit of a digital dream. No tears, no fear, just a checkered sky. Quit whining and drive or get left behind. Quit whining and drive or get left behind. Quit whining and drive, let the wild take control. On the foot TV, it's a race for the soul. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. Green flags alive. Quit whining and drive. Screens lit up, the grid's alive. Engines roaring, this digital drive. Sweat on my brow, I burn the midnight oil. Lap after lap, carve my name in the soil. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. Qualifying ghosts, I'll float them down. Every corner's mine, I own this town. Tire scream, my setup's tight. I bled for this win in the virtual light. 100 ways to...
Welcome, folks, to the beautiful Irwindale Speedway in Irwindale, California. This track opened up in 1999, and it currently is not available of 2024 after being changed to Toyota Speedway in 2008. I'm joined by my co-announcer, Mr. Colton Briner. Colton, what are you expecting tonight here at Irwindale?
Thank you, Emmett, for welcoming me in here. Excited to be here. It's definitely going to be a different race. As we know, most tracks for these guys open up a top and bottom lane. And I really have a good feeling here tonight that tonight's going to be just a top lane. Maybe some guys can get the work in on the bottom, but it's going to be tough. So these guys are going to have to be on their toes with all their driving tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And what a race we got last week. You know, you took part in that race. That was an unbelievable finish between Heath Rutherford and Cliff Mullins, with Mullins taking the checkered flag. And now we had 30 miles down the road. You know, it's crazy. The teams had to go back to their race shops, and then they had to come back out here. That's the crazy thing. But as we get rolling, we'll get that grid for you. Jordan Coren's going to be your pole sitter in the Jordan Coren Racing 150. On the outside pole is going to be Larson Parker. Row 2 is going to be Rob Dotson in the 00, lined up next to Jeremy Lapenas in the 33. Row 3 will feature the Rocket City Trash Panda Machine of Heath Rutherford in the 98, lining up next to last week's winner, Mr. Cliff Mullins, in the 44 Pontiac Grand Prix. Row 4 will feature Calvin Harvey in the 42 machine against the other Canadian, Travis Lapenas, in the 16 machine. Row 5, we'll have Brent Cave lined up next to Austin Hobart.
And in 11th, in row 6, we have Jimmy Jason in the 48. We have Logan McNitt in the 60, starting 12th. In row 7, we have our favorite ARCA driver, Chris Golden, in the 86. Stephen Gary starting on his outside, and we will have Carson Freeman in the 4-car and Brandon V's on his outside, rounding out your field.
Thank you, Colton. Here we go, race fans. Get loud because it's time to get going. Green flag out. Sponsored by Leadfoot TV here at Irwindale. As we see Jordan Coren going to go to the lead just like he started. Here comes Larson Parker on the inside. Parker trying to take the lead. Parker, oh, we've already got a caution. So there is the Jordan Coren Racing yellow flag waving for the first time tonight. Take a look. Colton, what did you see right there?
Honestly, I didn't catch that. I was actually focused on Larson Parker here. He was just diving to the inside there. I'm not sure what he had in mind, but maybe trying for a different move here.
Yeah, that was interesting seeing him on the apron. So take a look at the replay. See what happened right here. Looks like Jimmy Jason was also involved. Here we go.
It's looking like Austin Hobart was involved.
Yeah, I have to take a look. Take a look at what happened.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing here, it's looking like Austin just came in a little hot, tried checking up, got loose on his own, and he just couldn't save it and collected a couple cars in the midst there.
Yeah, Austin Hobart, has really done a great job, going all the way back to Daytona. Had a chance to win. And it looks like Carson Brown might have got into him. Looks like Colton is what I'm hearing on Race Chatter. So Jordan Coren's going to be your leader. Larson Parker in second. Third's Jeremy Lepenis, excuse me. Rob Dotson in fifth. Sixth, Keith Rutherford. Seventh, it's going to be Harvey. Eighth is going to be Travis Lepenis. Brent Cave in ninth. 10th is going to be Logan McNitt. 11th is going to be Jimmy Jason. 12th is going to be Carson Freeman, Chris Golden, Brandon V's, Austin Hobart, and Stephen Gary round out your field. So they're going to go single file restart as we're going to do ARCA West rules. As the pace car hits pit road and the Leadfoot TV green flag will be waving. There it is, the green flag back underway here at Irwindale. Look at Coren, Colton, just get away on that single file restart. Gives him a little bit of advantage, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I will say it's looking pretty good for Jordan Coren here tonight. I know he's had a couple good runs, had some couple unfortunate events in the GARS Tour here, but definitely looking like a solid race here so far as we're only 7 laps in of 150. I will say he's putting on a show already as it comes to the Jordan Coren Racing 150 tonight.
Yeah, Jordan Coren again, the California kid in the field. As you see Calvin Harvey running the Cookout 42 machine. Great looking scheme right there. Got the checkered and the... Oh, Brent Cave goes around for the second caution. For the second time tonight, the Jordan Coren Racing yellow flag will be waving. Take a look and see. You're seeing it live right here. We saw it. We caught it right at the end, Colton, but it looks like he just got loose.
Yeah, I will say, Emmett, I think that's going to be a repeat thing. Till at least the track rubbers up a little bit and these cars start to stick. I know I ran some practice laps during the week here, and the track is just really loose. So, these guys got to be on their toes and realize they got to back out of the throttle sooner and just try and let the car ride through the turn.
Yeah, you just got to let it ride through the turn. You got to let it just, some guys, if you get back on the throttle, I think, since you're a race car driver, you're a driver too. If you get on that throttle too quick, you're going to end up spinning it out.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to come back too quick on the throttle, especially when you got the wheel hanging to the left. You want to make sure you're setting up for the straightaway and getting it back to coming straight. So, they got to take their time and they got to take it easy, especially being early on in the race here. We got 150 laps total. We got 40 left. So they got to take it easy and just watch where they're entering, where they're exiting, and their throttle control.
And it looks like Stephen Gary will be your lucky dog, so it looks like he will get one lap back as you see him pass the pace car in your screen. Jordan Coren still your leader. Larson Parker still in second. Jeremy LePain is third. Fourth, Rob Dodson. Fifth, Cliff Mullins. Sixth, Heath Rutherford. Seventh, Calvin Harvey. Eighth, Travis Lapinus. Ninth, Logan McNick. 10th, Jimmy Jason. 11th, Carson Freeman. 12th, Chris Golden. 13th, Brandon Vees. Brent Caven. 14th, 15th, Austin Hobart. And Stephen Gary rounds out the field in 16th. Kind of a weird race already, Colton, and it's been, as we're getting ready to go back green, this could be a caution fest. Hopefully not, but it's looking like it early.
Yeah, for sure. I know we don't like to see cautions, but this might be the track and the cars that actually do it here tonight.
As Leadfoot TV green flag waves, and we're back underway here at Irwindale. And right off the bat, look at this. Here it comes. As we take a look at Brent Cave, I couldn't see what car that was. Somebody was making a move on the bottom. Looked like in the old Looney Tunes rematch throwback scheme. Couldn't see who that was, though. Trying to make a move on the bottom. Jordan Coren is still going to be your leader. Larson Parker, and now he's pulled out Colton to about 0.4 of a second lead over Parker.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely getting a good run here, and I'm sure he's hoping to stay up there and take this race as it's his race here tonight. So definitely looking for him. And Emmett, I just do want to point out, you were talking about that Looney Tunes paint scheme. That would be the number 4 car of Carson Freeman.
Carson Freeman running the old DuPont Bugs Bunny. We don't see that in NASCAR anymore, and I gotta think, we saw it for back in 2003, 2002. We saw him running those cars, and it's a beautiful looking scheme. I mean, the color chrome with Bugs Bunny on the hood. I think Elmer Fudd's on there. Take a look real quick. Let me see. So yeah, you got Bugs Bunny on there. Oh, it's just Bugs Bunny. Oh, there's Elmer Fudd. Okay, he's hunting the wabbit. So, you knew he was somewhere, Colton, as you know, Elmer Fudd's got to be on there if there's Bugs Bunny on there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the caution flag's going to be waving. The Jordan Coren Racing. Oh, Jordan Coren in trouble.
Oh, no.
I think they're saying Larson Parker came over the radio. Yeah, let's see it, because Larson Parker came over and apologized. He might have got into him just a little bit. Let's take a look and see. Yep, right there. You see the bump. And just since Jordan Coren's spinning.
Yeah, that's one of the things with these cars here, Emmett. You really don't want to grab that bumper because it really does just lift up the rear end and just sends you loose. So you got to be careful with that here.
So that's going to be our third Jordan Coren Racing caution flag of the race. Larson Parker will now be your leader. Jeremy LePanis in second. Third, Rob Dodson. Fourth, Cliff Mullins. Fifth, Heath Rutherford. Sixth, Calvin Harvey. Seventh, Travis Lapinus. Eighth, Logan McNick. Ninth, Carson Freeman. Jimmy Jason in 10th. 11th, Brandon Vees. Chris Golden in 12th. 13th, Brent Cave. Jordan Coren is in 14th. We got a car on pit road. Austin Hobart on pit road. And Stephen Gary is now currently a lap down. Logan McNitt running the Carl Edwards vitamin water throwback. Carl Edwards. I believe that was the year that he just dominated in 07 and won that Xfinity. Sorry, O'Reilly Auto Parts Championship. Got to get that in there. And Stephen Gary, he's back down only a lap, Colton. So if these cautions keep going, Stephen Gary's going to find himself back on the lead lap as the Leadfoot TV green flag waves, and we're back underway at Irwindale.
As you see here, we got Larson Parker back out in the lead. It's a usual sight for him, as we've seen here with the GARS Tour. He's definitely been one of the front runners and definitely likes that clean air out front. So he's definitely starting to put it down on these guys right now, as he's got Lepenis in second behind him, but he's already a half a second lead out.
Yeah, we see Rob Dodson trying to get under Jeremy Lepenis for the second position.
Ooh.
And we got car in the wall is what I'm hearing on race chatter.
Yeah, Cliff Mullins just getting up against that wall a little bit, but he got back out of it and he's still going.
Yeah, oh man, Harvey almost went around after little trade. Hey, Mullins in the wall again. Just got a little too deep in it, Colton.
Now they're going 3 wide. Check that out here. Not a sight I would want to see here in the car, but I give it to these boys. They just completed a 3 wide turn.
Yeah, as we see the 24 of Freeman looking under Travis Lepenis. That's going to be Carson Freeman trying to use that inside line. But Colton, right now, it's looking like the outside line's the preferred line.
Yeah, like I said, retracting my statement earlier, I think this is going to be an outside lane track here tonight. The inside's just a little too tight. You get a little loose depending on how you enter with the car. So it's definitely going to be a top lane dominant race here tonight.
Definitely a top lane dominance. But it'll be, it's going to be interesting to see as the race goes on if the track does rubber up on the inside. As we see Cliff Mullins trying to look to the bottom, trying to make the pass on Carson Freeman. It's really going to be interesting, Colton, as this race goes on, though, how this track rubbers out is it looks like Brandon Vees was in the wall just a second ago, just a little bit.
Yeah, speaking of Cliff Mullins, I know last week in that race, I raced against Cliff Mullins there a little bit, and we were all running the top side. And I'll tell you what, he definitely figured out the inside lane, so he's trying to make something work here tonight.
Yeah, and it showed the skill of these drivers between him and Heath Rutherford. Just crossover after another, slides up after another. I felt like I was at the old dirt track, just watching this, as Cliff Mullins trying to get to the bottom, but he's not going to be able to clear Carson Freeman.
Yeah, as we take a look back, we still got Larson Parker out in the lead here. He's just putting it down. He is almost a whole second away from the 33 of Jeremy Lepenis here.
Jeremy Lepenis is closing little by little as he's cut it down, Colt. He's getting it right in the 7/10 mark. It's barely an 0.8 of a second lead, but he's got his hands full with Rob Dodson as well.
And don't count him out. We also got the Trash Panda car back there of the 98 of Heath Rutherford. We know he's a front runner here last week, challenging Cliff Mullins with the crossovers like you had recently said there. So we can't count him out either.
Yeah, Heath Rutherford, season 1 champion by a slim margin. I mean, it was close, but even closer was the Holiday Brawl champion, which was Cliff Mullins, who won the tiebreaker. It came down to laps led as there goes the 60 around. And see if they put out the caution flag. Logan McNitt, and that's going to bring out our Jordan Coren Racing caution flag for the 4th time tonight. Looks like he just got loose right there, Colton.
Yeah, I will say it looks like just one of those self spins, getting the car a little bit too much throttle coming out of the corner. But as you said, you know, fourth caution here tonight. I actually give these guys credit. They went green flag there for a little while. So I think the track's starting to come to these drivers, and the drivers are starting to come to the track. So hopefully these cautions will cancel out here, and we'll get some more green flag racing here.
So the conversation going on right now, as Jordan Coren said that was going to be EOL for Logan McNitt for the second caution, but come to find out it was only his first caution, so he does not get an EOL. So that's good for Logan McNitt. Of course, he is going to be starting at the tail end of the line because he did bring out the caution. So, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, really, as Stephen Gary is going to get back on the lead lap. Can you believe that, Colton?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like we said, the caution after caution, I mean, it's working out in Stephen Gary's favor here. So, I mean, all these guys are back on the lead lap, and, you know, we'll see what this race holds in store for these guys.
Definitely have to see what this holds for Mr. Stephen Gary getting back on the lead lap. Cliff Mull. So your lineup is like this, folks. Larson Parker's your leader, followed by Jeremy Lepenis, Rob Dotson in third, fourth, Heath Rutherford, fifth, Travis Lepenis, sixth, Calvin Harvey, seventh, Carson Freeman, eighth, Jordan Coren, ninth, Jimmy Jason, 10th, Brandon Vees, 11th, Brent Cade, 12th, Chris Golden, 13th, Austin Hobart, 14th, Logan McNitt, 15th, Cliff Mullins, and 16th. Back on the lead lap is Stephen Gary, rounds out your field in 16th. So here we go. Coming out of turn number 4, pace car hits pit road. And the Leadfoot TV green flag waves once again back underway here at Irwindale.
Take a look at that as we come into turn 1 and come into turn 2. Larson Parker is just getting the jump off of these restarts, and he's just starting to get a run away with it. But then, as you see, he's getting a little loose here. So these guys are still staying in check with him.
Yeah, they're staying in check with him. And look at Jordan Coren. He's driving, trying to get that bottom line to come into play as he's trying to pass Carson Freeman on the bottom. As he does slide up in front of Freeman, but Freeman trying to complete the crossover. As Coren goes to the top this time. Oh, boys. Going to drag race it. Coren with the advantage, though.
Yeah, these guys are getting a little dicey here. They're getting a little tight, but putting on some good racing next to each other, trying to give each other the room, give each other the respect. And I'll say they're doing a good job so far.
Yeah, doing a good job so far. And then some, as we see Coren rocket to the outside, trying to make that pass work. Oh, man, Freeman had to back out of it right there not to spin Coren. Because if he wouldn't have backed out of there, Colton, we would have saw the Jordan Coren caution flag for the 5th time tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we can see Jordan Coren coming back. He wants that lead back for this race. You know, I mean, after all, this race is in his name, Jordan Coren Racing 150. But I wouldn't count it out. I mean, look at it. We had Jeremy Lepenis in the 33. He was on Larson Parker's back bumper here in the past couple laps, but now he's fell back a little bit, and now he's got Rob Donson to deal with.
Yeah, and couldn't see. It might have been Larson Parker got in the wall. He did, and that allowed Jeremy Lepenis to get right back up on the back bumper. As here we go, it's a 4-way battle for the lead. Lepenis trying to find a way. He might be trying to come on the bottom, but he's going to stay right in line and follow in the tracks of Larson Parker.
Yeah, these guys are just trying to stick to that top line. They don't want to wear out their equipment here and everything. They don't want to cause a caution. So they're gonna try all they can to stay with each other, and I think it's going to come down to the final lap here.
Definitely going to come down to the final lap. I think so too, as Rob Dotson's into the wall, but he maintains his position as Rutherford trying to use that inside line now to find some grip down there, but he just can't find it.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, to be honest with you, me being in the seat practicing, because I was debating on running this race this week, there's just not much grip at all down there on the inside with the track setting here tonight and the way the cars are set up. So these guys are just going to have to ride out the top and hope they can get some more rubber laid down. As you see, Jordan Coren going to the inside, trying to make another pass here.
Yeah, trying to make the pass on Calvin Harvey. And, you know, you talk about that. I remember I was a young pup, but I do remember, I think it was 06, watching the trucks here on speed, you know. So I remember, and then I remember watching the, what was it, the Bushy West Series, and then it turned into the K&N West Series. Oh, man, Jordan Coren got loose right there. But, yeah, this is... And our caution flag, sponsored by Jordan Coren Racing, will wave for the 5th time tonight.
Taking a look back here, it was the number 48 of Jimmy Jason coming into the corner and just getting a little loose. Like I said, that throttle control, it's definitely one of those things that's going to send you into a self-spin. So that was what brought out our 5th Jordan Coren caution flag here.
Yeah, right in front of Brent Cave and, you know, all these cars. I mean, was it Brent Cave, Brandon V's, Chris Golden, Austin Hobart? Could have been a big pile up there, but great job avoiding it. There's Chris Golden and the Hose for Heroes, number 86. From Elk City, Oklahoma. The race chatter, yeah, I know you heard that, and I heard that. They said, any tips for driving around here without moving somebody? And they said, nah, you just wreck them.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those things of it's going to be hard to pass here tonight. And these guys are trying to figure out a way. I mean, Heath Rutherford throwing out, hey, anybody got some tips here on how to pass without moving somebody? And, you know, you got a couple different guys that have different opinions, but hey, our leader, you know, he threw it out there. He just said, well, just wreck them.
So we've got, let's see, what was I? Let me do some math. 97 laps to go in this race. Larson Parker's your leader. Jeremy LePayne is second. Third, Rob Dodson. Fourth, Heath Rutherford. Fifth, Travis LePayne. Sixth, Calvin Harvey. Seventh, Carson Freeman. Brent Cave in eighth. Ninth, Brandon V's. 10th, Chris Golden. 11th, Austin Hobart. 12th, Jimmy Jason. 13th, Jordan Coren. 14th, Cliff Mullins, Logan McNagan, 15th, and 16th, Stephen Gary round out your field. As here we go, going back to green as the green flag, sponsored by Leadfoot TV, is waving once again, and we're back underway at Irwindale.
As we take a look, we got the pack going down into turn one, gonna enter turn two. Larson Parker just getting that jump as we got Rob Dodson going for that inside move to take away second place, but doesn't get it enough to clear it.
Yeah, just not enough as Jeremy LePayne is into the wall big time. That's going to move Dodson into the number 2 spot. And Rutherford also is going to follow suit. So now Jeremy LePayne just drops all the way back to 4th, Colton.
Yeah, these guys are changing it up a little bit. I think they're going to put the pressure on each other a little more here as we're winding down the laps as we come to lap 58 of 150 here. I mean, these guys are doing a tremendous job, you know, with the cars and the track setting tonight. You know, doing the best they can to keep the cars straight and also challenge each other for position. But they're also giving each other room and the respect to run this race. And I don't think we're going to see a lot of position change, but I think we're going to see some good battles as we see the 98 diving down to the inside, trying to clear the 00 of Rob Dodson. Just doesn't get enough, falls a little bit behind and follows back in suit as he slides up in the wall there.
Oh, man, yeah, Heath Rutherford up into the wall. Rutherford, you know, we were just talking about, he was trying to find some tips about passing. He's got to find some tips about not getting loose right there, getting up into the wall.
Yeah, I think the best way it's going to be to make a pass is you got to wait for the entry come into the corner, and then try and set yourself up for the crossover coming out of the exit of the turn. And that's what's going to get you down the front straightaway and the back straightaway to make a pass. As we see Heath Rutherford in the 98 trying it again, and he's going to stay right next to Rob.
Whoa. Staying right next to Rob Dotson is Heath Rutherford. And Colton, that bottom line, don't look down at the bottom line, so it's going to play.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like the track's starting to rubber up here a little bit, trying to pull down on that inside a little more.
Oh, man.
And, Rob Dotson up into the wall. Heath Rutherford making the pass down on the inside, and he is clear. He's going to slide up and slow these guys down, but he's got it.
Yeah, Jeremy Lepanis is going to try to make the move on Dotson, trying to take the third spot, trying to pull the move that Rutherford just pulled, as he's going to get a little side draft, gets right up next to Dotson, trying to get that side draft. And look at that, Jeremy Lepanis just can't complete it though, Colton.
And I'll tell you what, Emmett, if you could have stuck a piece of paper in between their cars, I'd be amazed. That was real close racing right there. Good job. They didn't even touch. Oh, and Lepanis just doesn't have enough, follows back in behind real close to Donson's rear bumper, but he cleared it. He got up there safely, and they're back following in line.
Yeah, and that was a cool shot right there, folks. You saw it, of those green chrome wheels. That Jeremy Lepanis, the other Canadian in this race next to our Canadian brother, and Mr. Travis Lepanis. I believe he is the brother of Travis Lepanis. So you got two Lepanis. You know, Rob Dotson looking in the mirror, and he's got the Lepanis brothers trying to catch up to him.
I do want to point out, Emmett, if we could get our wonderful producer here, Landon Brown, we could get him to go back to that camera view. If you really take a look for these people at home, you know, you can really see how these drivers got to deal with such a difference in the car in the turn. You know, they come out, the car picks up so much that you can see that front tire come down away from the body, and then as they come into the corner, it's just dipping up into the fender.
Yeah, just dipping up into the fender, and you know, as that time goes on, that's going to cut that tire down. You know, tires are definitely going to come into play, I would think, when you Colton.
Oh yeah, I definitely think strategy here is going to be one thing these guys are going to have to worry about, as they got 3 tire sets here tonight. You know, they're going to have to choose and pick when they're going to need them tires, because as you see, nobody's really making a quick move. They're not getting good runs. They're just kind of following in suit. We got a couple fast movers, as we see Jordan Coren of the 32 diving to the inside of Jeremy Lepanis.
Jordan Coren trying to complete the pass on Lepanis, but I think we need to go up front, because Heath Rutherford is all over the back of Larson Parker right here. Here he goes, folks, trying to make the move on the inside line. Just can't do it.
I will say Heath is definitely putting in the work, moving them pedals, moving that steering wheel. I bet you he's got such a strong grip on that steering wheel right now. As we've seen him come out of the corner, he got a little loose. He was next to Larson there, but he's going to do whatever he can to try and take this lead away.
Yeah, he's definitely going to do what he can to take this lead away, as we see Jordan Coren, meanwhile, moving to the number 3 spot. So Coren on the move. You know, this is the Jordan Coren Racing 150. He's a sponsor for the pole. He's a sponsor for the caution. And now he's trying to put that Jordan Coren Racing number 32 in victory lane.
Wow, I will say, Emmett, what a move Jordan Coren has made here tonight at Irwindale. I'll tell you what, he's just driven it from last place back up to the front of the pack here, and he's going to challenge for the leader's position here. And that's going to be what a move of the race. Like, I'm getting speechless here, as they're going to go 3 wide.
Wow. Yeah, 3 wide for just a moment, as Coren is going to use that bottom line to take. He's trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as he gets Rutherford, and he's trying to get Parker as well.
As we did say, that inside line, it's starting to rubber up. It's starting to work. And we got Jordan Coren in the 32 taking over your lead position here, as we go 75 of 150 here.
76 laps to go, and your pole sitter, Mr. Jordan Coren, puts the Jordan Coren Racing number 32 machine back up front here at Irwindale. But meanwhile, here comes Rutherford on the inside to take away the number 2 spot, Colton.
These guys are definitely putting it down. They're definitely putting on a show. They are making these cars work. for everything they got. I'll tell you what, I kind of feel bad for these guys because they are probably sweating in their rigs right now trying to get these positions made up.
Well, you got to think about it too. You know, we were talking about pit stops. It's going to be, how hard is it going to be for these guys to make pit stops? You know, with this top three separated by less than a tenth of a second.
Well, I will say I kind of think the guys in the back, they might want to make their pit stops earlier than these guys because then they're going to be able to put them a lap down, and then they're going to have a chance to run up front and finish out the race as we only got so many laps here to go. You know, we're just over halfway in the race here, so these guys are going to have to start thinking about their pit strategy to get their position.
Yeah, as we see the Rocket City Trash Pandas Ford Mustang of Heath Rutherford, that thing, he's driving, that thing is a rocket here at Irwindale. As Rutherford is going to try to make the pass, but he just can't do it, Colton, on the inside line.
Yeah, I will say, for our caution flag sponsor and race sponsor here, Jordan Coren Racing 150, I'll tell you what, Emmett, he has put the show on here so far tonight. He has led part of the race. He fell back to last place after an incident, and he is back in the lead. And check it out, almost a 2-second lead over second place of the 18 of Parker.
Now, oh man, and that big lead is going to evaporate as the caution flag sponsored by Jordan Coren Racing waves for the 6th time tonight on lap 81 with 70 laps to go.
Oh, I hate to say it, we do have that broadcaster curse, so maybe I just won't say anything from now on.
Looks like it's going to be Brent Cave as we took a look on the replay. You saw it live, folks.
We had quite a pile up here.
Oh, gosh, look at that. Cliff Mullins involved. Yeah, just... Oh my gosh, look at that. Just right up under him, but there's nowhere for him to go.
Yeah, it looks like Brandon V's ran in a little hard, got under, I'm trying to see, under Harvey, the 42 car, got underneath him, sending them both loose. And then we had Carson Freeman just coming in and had nowhere to go. Cliff Mullins getting stacked up there, Logan McNitt in it.
As we'll see everybody come down pit road. While that is happening, we do want to add, we have some news. The Phoenix Road Course race was canceled due to the blizzard, so we will not be going back, so we will not go be there. It'll be replaced with Iowa on April 7th. On the old Iowa surface, USA Speedway will be the championship race on April 14th. Points are not accurate until the end of the race due to some drivers already using their one drop for the season. And also we want to tell you about some of our sponsors. Jordan Coren Racing, the official driver coach of the Grand American Racing Series. He's the pole sponsor, he's the race sponsor, and he's the one to go sponsor. Jordan Coren will also serve as the in-race reporter under caution sometimes. The Oval Burner Speed Shop of this official setup shop of the Grand American Racing Series. Also the brakes, when we have a stage break, they're the sponsor. And the Oval Burner Speed Shop, as now we're going back under green, sponsored by Leadfoot TV, which you're catching all this action of the GARS Tour on Leadfoot TV. And there's a lot of action going on here, Colton.
Yeah, as we take a look, Jordan Coren out front. We got the 18 of Larson Parker diving down underneath that apron, trying to make the pass on Jeremy Lepenis, but it wasn't enough as he just slid right up the track, and that's what I retract back to earlier. Like I said, the inside line, you throw it in there hard, you're just going to end up sliding up the track. And the bad part is, the more you turn the wheel to the left, it's just going to make you slide even more.
Yeah, I just want to add, you know, when we were watching all that great action going on that restart, Austin Hobart made a heck of a save. I mean, unbelievable save. As we see Hobart racing with McNitt and Freeman for the position, for the 11th position, as McNitt's gone, actually the 10th position, excuse me, as McNitt will move into the number 10 spot. As they're going to go 3 wide back here, Colton, for 11.
Yeah, wow, these guys are definitely trying to use the full track here, trying to get their cars to work wherever they can put them to make a pass, get one more position out of it. But I will say, Emmett, it's still looking like that lower lane is not coming in yet.
Yes, and our caution flag will wave for the 7th time, sponsored by Jordan Coren Racing. So, a little bit of a short run now, Colton. You know, we had the long green flag run, and now we're getting these short runs. What do you want to do to set up your car?
Well, I will say I don't know how the new tires, the fresh tires, are going to work out here. You know, the track's getting rubbered in a little bit, but fresh tires aren't always the best right away. So you're going to have to give it a couple laps to work them in. And then, you know, I mean, most of these guys are on fresh tires here, so they might end up coming up on top if some of these guys don't take their pit stop when they need to.
See Brent Cave making his pit stop. So trying to find out why the caution flag came out is we're not seeing. Colton, this might be just one of those iRacing cautions.
Yeah, I'm totally unsure. I'm trying to look back. Oh, I do see a car. 1 second here. I will check into it to see who it was. Oh, it was Brent Cave.
So Brent Cave, who brought out the caution 3 laps down. That's going to put Calvin Harvey. I believe Harvey's going to be the lucky dog recipient and get back on the lead lap. I believe that's who the lucky dog recipient was.
Yeah, I do believe I heard over the race radio that it was Harvey getting back on the lead lap there.
Well, Harvey gets back on the lead lap. Look at the damage on that car. You can see like the fenders all pushed in, looking like almost an open wheel car.
Yeah, I'm sure he's definitely not too thrilled about that damage there, and it's probably not going to help out his run, but he's just going to do what he can to make the best of it for his run here tonight.
Yeah, definitely make the best of it. As pace car hits pit road, and we're back underway as the green flag, sponsored by Leadfoot TV, is waving once again. Back here live at Irwindale.
As we see, we still got Jordan Coren, the sponsor of this race for the Jordan Coren Racing 150 here. As we
Larson
are
Parker's on the inside. Sorry to cut you off, Colin, but I just saw Larson Parker. Something happened to the 18 machine.
Oh, you're good there, Emmett. I will say, right on the restart there, Larson Parker, I think he spun the tires. He dove down to the inside on the restart, but then I think he's trying this real inside line, cutting down on the apron there, trying to make it work to see how these tires are going to grip down there and try and make a pass.
Yes, he's battling with last week's winner and your Holiday Brawl champion, Mr. Cliff Mullins. That thing is a war pony. Look at that thing. It's all beat to, you know, and it's still out there running in the top 10 in 6th. As Heath Rutherford is challenging for the race lead. 52 laps to go. And you know, Colton, you know, we got the 25 time to dig. I think it's time to dig at 52 laps to go. Wouldn't you think so?
Oh, yeah. I think Jordan Coren's just trying to put it on the best he can, trying to stay away from Heath Rutherford there. He's trying to keep that top line because he knows it's working. But look at Heath Rutherford. He is just making it work on the inside there, making a rocket out of that Trash Panda 98 rocket tonight. I'll tell you what, he's got it down pat, and he's going to try and make it here. He's getting a little bit of a nose on him, and they're going to battle down the front stretch.
Yeah, the Huntsville, Alabama native Mr. Heath Rutherford gonna slide up in front of Jordan Coren and put that Rocket City Trash Pandas Ford Mustang into the lead with 50 laps to go.
I will say, Emmett, it might come down to the one thing. When you're out there being the leader, you're trying to stay away from these guys. You're trying to get a good lead. And we could just sit back and relax and secure that position. But it might have came down to Jordan Coren might have burned up his tires a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, Jordan Coren, he pitted earlier and took tires, as we heard on the race chatter. So, like you said, Colton, he might have burned up them tires trying to keep Rutherford behind him as Rutherford's in the wall.
Oh, yeah, but don't take a look back, Jordan. Don't look in your mirror. We got the 18 of Larson Parker trying to make the move. He gets against Lepanis there, and he makes the pass complete.
Larson Parker with the slide job in front of Jeremy Lepanis. You know, just like you said, spun the tires, was back all the way battling for sixth, and now he finds himself up here battling for second. Great job by Larson Parker.
I will say, Emmett, I think it's going to be another show here. It's going to be quite the ending here as we got Heath Rutherford. Oh, Jordan Coren gets into Heath Rutherford.
Little contact as Jordan Coren chases it up the track. That's going to allow Larson Parker to take over the race lead as Coren gets into Rutherford.
Then you got Jeremy Paynes following Parker up to the front there. He is in second place. Look at who else we got here. Back in fifth place, we got Travis Lepanis. He's putting on the work. He's catching up here. Don't count him out. He's coming.
Lepanis trying to find a way. He's coming quick and he's coming fast. Lepanis, your Daytona winner, remember, trying to get up there to battle with his brother for this race lead. Excuse me, second. Travis Lepanis now trying to find a way to get around Jordan Coren. Jordan Coren, after the little mishap that happened.
Emmett, take a look. We're going to end up going 3 wide here, I believe, as you got Rob Donson there. He's trying to put it on Austin Hobart. Austin Hobart making it back up front here. And we got Carson Freeman in challenge there.
Carson Freeman also coming up with, as Lepanis almost gets into Jordan Coren. They're slipping and sliding all over this track. This track's slicker than Alsnot, Colton.
I was going to say, these guys, and we see Heath Rutherford all the way down to the inside, pulling down off of the track surface. Not looking good there, as you see. He's got a little bit of damage on the car, probably from tagging that wall and just slowing down his roll. So he's going to try and go in, maybe taking a different pit strategy here than these other guys, that they might not make it the rest of the race here on their equipment.
Yeah, might not make it on the rest of their equipment as Travis Lepanis is still trying to find a way around the 32 Jordan Coren racing machine of Jordan Coren. As Travis Lepanis still trying, but meanwhile up front, Jeremy Lepanis is now starting to fade away from Larson Parker, Colton.
Yeah, not something we're unusual seeing here. As we saw it earlier in the race, Larson Parker was just putting out a great lead. And here he is back again, just taking those laps one by one. Right over Jeremy Lepanis and Jordan Coren.
Yeah, as we see Travis Lepanis still trying to find a way around Jordan Coren for that number 3 spot. As Austin Hobart, the battle for 5th is really heating up because Carson Freeman and Rob Dotson are all won that 5th position. Look at Freeman get to the bottom of Dotson, but Dotson using the outside line. They're almost 3 wide for 4th. Or 3rd, excuse me. I mean 5th. I can't think, Colton. It's just too much.
Yeah, this race definitely, I'll tell you what, I heard from a couple people, it might be boring with the way the cars are, that they're just going to follow in a single line and they're not going to put it on till the end. But I'll tell you what, these guys are just putting a show on. And it's just so action-packed that, honestly, I hear you, Emmett. I don't know what to think either.
Yeah, I didn't know what position was, but Austin Hobart is 5th, And that's what this three-way battle is for, folks. Oh, man. Austin Hobart gets sideways right there, looking like a dirt track late model right there, Colton.
Yeah, for sure. And it might be one of those things that the tires, you know, these guys are running extra hard trying to make these positions. So they're going to wear out the tires, and that's going to send them sliding around the turns as much as they run it in the corner like they're used to here in the beginning of the race.
Meanwhile, the battle for third is heating up as here comes Travis Lapinus on the bottom, trying to get the position. He was coming on the bottom. Now he's going to try to drive it again on the bottom, trying to make it stick. Oh, he gets into Coren, but they maintain and they keep those cars from spinning out. Great control by these guys.
That's one of these things, Emmett. I really give Travis Lapinus credit here. These cars, you drive them down to the inside real hard trying to make that pass, they are just going to slide right up the track. They're going to tighten up right away, and the more you turn the wheel, it's just going to make it slide even more. Like you stated, it's going to be an ice skating rink, so these guys really got to learn where to turn the car and where to put it.
Yeah, you know, we had the big blizzard, we had the ice. That's what it's looking like. These guys are racing. Of course, up where you're at, y'all are used to that stuff, but you know where I'm at and where most of these guys are. Of course, we have our Canadian Mr. Travis Lapinus, an avid hockey fan for the Calgary Flames. You know, he knows how to skate around here on the ice, so probably try to take advantage of that as well.
Yeah, as we take a look there, Austin Hobart loose once again, getting into the wall. You've seen the sparks flying off the right rear of his car. He's got a little bit of damage now. Travis Lapinus moving up there. Rob Dodson up into the wall.
Dodson into the wall hard. Here he goes. He's going around. Oh, my gosh, what a save. Dodson. It's the yes sir moment of the race anymore, but that certainly would have been it right there. What a save by Rob Dodson.
I will have to say, I have to question him. You know, I wish he could make it up here for a post-race interview because I want to ask him what dirt track he's running here.
You know, we might have to get him up there just to ask him that question. Unbelievable save. But, you know, Travis Lapinus probably using that dirt track experience with these cars as slick as this track has become and really trying to use that bottom line as Hobart's into the wall once again. Hobart, loose all around. These cars are driving horrible, Colton.
I'll tell you what, I really think it's coming down to these guys are trying to drive each other the hardest they can. They're trying to get up to the front. They want to win this race. But I'll tell you what, they're doing it so good that they're actually hurting themselves. You know, like Austin Hobart, he's getting up there into the wall, causing more damage every turn he makes. You know, these guys just, I'll tell you what, they're putting a show on here tonight.
Gosh.
As Hobart's back up into the wall, almost on his side.
Yeah, Hobart almost went up on his side, kind of like Herbie fully loaded. You know, we forgot to mention, this track was featured in Fast and the Furious 7, I believe, as we're going to get our 25 to go. Golden Racing, time to dig. Golden, these guys are digging hard.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely the golden time to dig, and these guys are putting it down. I tell you what, you viewers at home, you are getting one show here tonight.
Definitely getting a show as we see Rob Dodson now trying to fight back. Dodson all the way down to 10th, but what a save it was. I mean, that car, he just didn't wreck. That car was spun out. But unbelievable. So, Colton, I want to mention, Jordan Coren just came over and said that if the 11 does not pick up pace, then he's going to throw the caution flag and it'll be a black flag for Stephen Gary.
Yeah, they definitely want to keep these cars on the best they can with the pace, not getting in the way of the leaders. You know, it's not a big track, but it's not a small track. I feel like we got a medium-sized track here, but it still could cause some issues for the guys on the lead lap trying to battle for position. And the way the cars are handling, they're using up every inch of this track here tonight.
Yeah, Jeremy Lapinus is right there on Larson Parker. If Parker makes a mistake, Lapinus could take advantage of it. As we have 19 laps to go this time, Larson Parker's your leader, followed by Jeremy Lapinus, Jordan Coren in third. Fourth is going to be Travis Lapinus. Fifth, Carson Freeman. Sixth, Austin Hobart. Seventh, Chris Golden. 8th, Brandon Vees. 9th, Cliff Mullins. 10th, Rob Dotson. 11th, Logan McNitt. 12th, Calvin Harvey. 13th, Jimmy Jason, as he's on pit road now. 14th, Stephen Gary. 15th, Brent Cave. And Heath Rutherford is our only car out in 16th. Tough break for Heath Rutherford. You know, just a little bit of damage. And that's what I was going to say, Colton. With Hobart getting into the wall, you know, we saw Rutherford get that damage, but then he ended up picking up the meatball, and his race was over.
Yeah, it's amazing that Austin Hobart here didn't get that much damage to cause a meatball flag here and have to pull off the track and end his night. Unfortunate for Heath Rutherford, as we've seen him before here. You know, even since the start of the season, fast runner, always up front, you know, challenging for the lead. He wants these wins here. He's hungry. But unfortunately, getting that meatball flag ended his night here.
Colton, for the viewers at home, explain what we're talking about when we say meatball. We're not talking about spaghetti or any Italian food. What are we talking about?
Oh, yeah, for you viewers at home in iRacing here, when you collect too much damage, as for the Grand American Racing Series Tour here, we do not have any fast repairs for these guys to be able to go in and quickly fast repair their car and get back out on the track. So depending on the damage that is too extensive, these guys get a meatball flag, and that ends their race, meaning they have too much damage that the pit crew on pit road can unfortunately not fix.
Yeah, meanwhile, but Jeremy Lapenas, as we see Travis Lapenas try and take third away from Jordan Coren, Jeremy Lapenas is all over Larson Parker right here.
Yeah, Emmett, I will say, wow, what a difference here. Larson Parker was out front, had an extensive 2-second lead, but he is now down. That Lapenas has put him down to 0.3 of a second in being in the lead here, and he's going to challenge him here by the end of this race.
Yeah, look at the run Jeremy Lapenas got right there. You just saw it just live, you know. I mean, that car has come to life. You know, all these other cars, you know, they're slipping and sliding, but Jeremy Lapine is doing a great job keeping his car. And we're going to get the Jordan Coren caution flag for the 8th time with 12 to go. Colton, what's going to happen?
Honestly, I'm going to call it out here. I'm going to think, and I'm going to say, this is probably the best time for these guys to make a pit stop, maybe. Throw on another fresh set of tires, as they've been sliding around, not able to make a move. This might be their best choice, as we see Stephen Gary there kind of catwalking the car down the front stretch on pit road, going to his pit box. But this might be the good time to take your pit stop, grab some tires, and finish out this race with some very great battles.
I totally agree. Get some new, fresh General tires on these cars, because, I mean, this could be, you know, this could be the last caution we get, as we see Stephen Gary. See what happened. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I sure hope Dale's okay.
I was about to say, yeah, I sure hope Dale's okay. I sure hope Stephen Gary's okay. Look at this.
Yeah. Just got a little tight coming out of the corner down the front stretch there. And he was riding the front stretch wall, and you got to watch out. That turn one wall sticks out there, and it just snuck up on Stephen Gary.
What a job by Brent Cave. Watch Brent Cave right here, Colton. Look at this. Riding on board with Brent Cave. Sorry. My mistake. That was Jimmy Jason. Brent Cave, I don't know how he did not get collected in that. Unbelievable job. Take a look at this, Colton. Watch this.
Yes, we're going to give everybody at home a view from Brent Cave here. He comes into the corner. Wow. Just tags the right front, but he was able to slide it around, and he was able to miss that. And look at that save. As I see here, Emmett, in the racing chat, Stephen Gary says, sorry about that, was trying to give the car behind room and stuck to the wall.
The green flag is back underway, and look at this. Rob Dotson stays out and takes over the race lead. But look at this, all back. There's a gaggle of cars. They're almost forward. Oh my gosh, Cliff Mullins, Jordan Coren collected, Larson Parker.
And here it is, Emmett. We got the big one at Irwindale Speedway for the
Wow.
Jordan Racing 150.
So the caution flaps, sponsored by Jordan Coren Racing, is going to wait for the 9th time for this right here, folks. Cliff Mullins. Let's see what happened. So Jordan Coren is down on the inside line. Oh, look at that! McNick just drifted up into Hobart, and that's when it all just went haywire.
Yeah, very unfortunate caution there. But I do want to give a shout out. You know, it might be biased to everybody, but look at our good friend, our ARCA driver, Chris Golden in the 86 is sitting happy in second here. Yeah, this is my teammate for the GARS tour here. I'll tell you what, I'm happy to see him up there in second place.
Rob Dodson goes from making the save of the race to the lead with 5 laps to go. I wonder if this is going to play into a green-white checker, Colton.
I'm kind of thinking it might, depending on race control here, what happens. As I hear on the radio, there was some discrepancies on the Lucky Dog coming around and everything like that. They're having a little bit of issues going over the race radio, trying to figure things out of what happened there, because apparently the green flag was not supposed to fly yet with where everybody was positioned. But we are getting everything straightened out here as we see we got race control. Race control has changed up here for everybody at home. We actually have the drivers in the cars, as unfortunately Carter is not able to be here tonight. We want to wish him well on his endeavors that he's got going on, as we know he is working on his late model tonight. But good luck with that. And you know, these guys are going to do the best they can here to race control this race, and they're doing what they can.
Yeah, definitely doing what they can. I just want to add, Heath Rutherford said that it was the iRacing damage model that took him out of that race. So tough break for Heath Rutherford. But Colton, here we go. This is it. Green, white checker in the GARS. Rob Dodson leading them to the green flag, sponsored by Leadfoot TV. And he gets a great launch, but look at that, Colton. Here comes Chris Golden on the inside.
Yeah, take a look. Everybody's diving for the inside. Jordan Coren down low. Travis Lapena down there. Here comes Larson Parker down on the apron. We got a car spinning. And there goes Larson Parker.
Goes around. No caution. We stay green. They're coming to the white. There's the white flag, sponsored by Jordan Coren Racing. Sorry, Oval Burner Speed Shop. Robinson. The turn number coming down the backstretch. Turn number 4, Rob Dodson will win the Jordan Coren Racing 150 at Irwindale. Chris Golden in second, third, Travis Lapena, fourth, Carson Freeman, fifth, Brandon Vies, sixth, Jeremy Lapena, seventh, Austin Hobart, eighth, Larson Parker, ninth, Logan McNick, 10th, Jordan Coren, 11th, Jimmy Jason, 12th, Logan McNitt, 13th, Cliff Mullins, 14th, Brent Cave, Stephen Gary in 15th, and Heath Rutherford out of the race rounds out your field. Colton, what a race.
Yeah, what a race here. I mean, these guys really held it together in the beginning of the race, trying to do what they could to save their equipment, run the cars the best they could. It was a very tough track tonight with these cars, but what a show. The battles they put on, I will say, these guys did a great job here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to take a break, folks. Actually, we're going to get your results. Once again, Rob Dodson, your winner, followed by Chris Golden in second. Third, Travis Lapena. Fourth, Carson Freeman. Fifth, Brady V. Sixth, Jeremy Lapena. Seventh, Austin Hobart. Eighth, Larson Parker. Ninth, Jordan Coren. And Calvin Harvey in 10th.
And in 11th, we got the 48 of Jimmy Jason. 12th, we have Logan McNitt in the 60. 13th, the 44 of Cliff Mullins. 14th, the 9 of Brent Cave. 15th, the 11 of Stephen Gary. And very unfortunate to the iRacing damage model that had way too much damage to finish the race here. Rounding out your field, in the 16th position, the number 98 of Heath Rutherford.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with your post-race coverage of the GARS Tour right here on Leadfoot TV. Back here live for your post-race coverage as the Jordan Coren Racing 150 just wrapped up. Colton, who are you standing with on pit road?
Well, standing down here on pit road, I do have to say, very unfortunate as we had some issues with permissions. We could not get our third place finisher in here tonight, but I'm sure we will make up that interview. So right now I'm standing down on pit road with a teammate of mine in the Grand American Series here. We got our second place finisher. What a great run showing up. Chris Golden in the 86 Hose for Hero car. Chris, what a great race tonight. I saw you hanging back there in the back of the pack, just riding it out, looking like you had a good strategy here tonight to just see what would happen up front and wait till the end of the race to make your move. So give us a rundown and take us back through this race and what it felt like for you and how it went.
Man, this first half, I messed up in qualifying, hit the wall, started out in the back. I was like, well, if I'm starting back here, I'm just going to ride back here. And I just kind of got a feel for the track, found a line that I liked. And once the tires wore out, I pitted right around lap 80. So right at our halfway point, I came in, got some fresh tires, repaired a little bit of damage that I had from early on, restarted back there in the back and just slowly worked my way towards the front. I found a way to pick a couple guys off one at a time. I had one old boy kind of get into me there and push me up the track, turn me a little bit, flat out run over me, but it happens at a place like this. And then me and Rob had a heck of a run there at the end, and we were back behind the 51 car, and Rob come up there and run me out of room just enough to get by, but not even put me in a bad spot. He said it was by accident, but that was one heck of a move by accident. I'll tell you what, that one right there is what won him the race. And man, I can't even be mad about it. That was a cool finish.
Yeah, I'll tell you what a great run there. I mean, by the top two, top three there, by everybody here tonight. You know, I know we had some cautions out there. We had a couple drivers drive into each other, whether it was, just run it in hard or if it was just complete accident. Take us back. Is there anything that you would have liked to change up or do differently here?
I really would have liked to learn the faster groove a little earlier. I wish I would have took that line away from Rob when he went in low. I wish I'd have dove down to block him. I saw him coming, and I just thought to myself, I was like, surely not. There ain't no way he's gonna get that to stick, and I'll be dadgum if it didn't stick anyway. And it worked out for him. I wish I'd have known better and moved down there and blocked him. But hey, I'll take second again. I mean, we've had 4 races here in GARS this year, and the Hose for Heroes car has finished second in 3 of them. So when we got wrecked out of the other one, so we're gonna have our day one of these days.
Yeah, I will say doing a great job in the Hose for Hero car here with Golden Racing as me being your teammate in this series. We're definitely putting on a good show, definitely getting up front there in the points. So I want to say congratulations on your second place here. You got anybody to thank for your sponsors or anybody else out there?
Oh man, I mean, definitely for sure. I want to thank for Hunter Carlson for last week. I wasn't able to make the race. He jumped into the Hose for Heroes car, ran it last week at Auto Club and pulled away another second place. That was our second of the 3 runner-up finishes we had. Definitely got to thank all the hose, all the military men out there that need the hose and the hose that come out and do their duty for the military guys. That's what we do it for, man. We just out here doing it for the hose.
All right, and that was your second place finisher, Chris Golden out of Elk City, Oklahoma, with Golden Racing in the number 86 Hose for Hero car. Emmett, I'll throw the mic back down to you with Victory Lane.
I'm standing here live with your race winner. He almost spun it out, but made a heck of a save, and then he took home the win. Rob Dotson, man, talk about a crazy race. How does it feel to get this win?
It feels pretty good, man. I've had some bad luck the last few weeks, and hopefully got that monkey off my back. I think a little bit of orange helped the car. It was my dad's color, so it seemed to be putting some speed in this thing. So I'm excited.
So talk about, did you stay out right there? Because it looked like a bunch of guys came in. What was the call right there?
Yeah, a bunch of guys in front of me pitted. I was very surprised that they pitted that close to the end of the race. And I mean, I think everybody's car was handling like crap. But I think with less than 10 to go, you just got to chance it. And I was lucky enough to be able to keep the car under me, and even though it wanted to do its own thing half the time, and it worked out.
Well, you better go get a lottery ticket because you're on a hot streak. But next week we head to Texas, and that's going to be the old surface. How you feel about your chances of the Lone Star State?
I'm not sure, man. To be honest with you, I run mostly short tracks. I run a lot of late model series and modifieds and things like that. But I'm getting pretty decent at these cars, so I'm looking forward to it and do some practicing this week and see how it turns out.
All right, and before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to thank out there?
Yep, I would like to thank my girlfriend for letting me do this without killing me, and RK Exteriors.
Yeah, you definitely got to thank the girlfriend, the wife, because then she might hit you over the head. But congrats on the win. Go celebrate with your team and your girlfriend.
All right, thanks, guys. Y'all have a good night.
No problem. Once again, folks, that was your race winner, Mr. Rob Dotson. Again, we couldn't get our Canadian friend, Mr. Travis Lepanis, for an interview. So, once again, we're going to go over your results. Hold on, let me get this away. Rob Dotson's going to be your winner once again. Chris Golden in second, third, Travis Lepanis, fourth, Carson Freeman, fifth, Brandon V, sixth, Jeremy Lepanis, seventh, Austin Hobart, eighth, Larson Parker, ninth, Jordan Coren, and 10th, Calvin Harvey.
11th, rounding out the rest of your field here, we got Jimmy Jason in the 48. 12th, we have the 60 of Logan McNitt. 13th, the 44 of Cliff Mullins. 14th, the 9 of Brent Cave. 15th, we have the 11 of Stephen Gary. And rounding out your field in 16th tonight, the 98 of Heath Rutherford.
So before we go, Colton, I want to get your final thoughts on tonight.
Wow, my final thoughts. I mean, I'm speechless. Like I said in the beginning of the race, I practiced here during the week to see if I even wanted to take the chance at racing here. And I just don't want to come in and mess anybody's points up in the series, as I'm not running full time here. But I was just so loose in the car, and I just didn't feel too comfortable. But I'll tell you what, these guys, they were loose, they were tight, they used up every inch of the track. They battled door to door, switching up a couple positions back and forth here, and then just putting on such a great show for the end of the race here. I will say I'm just speechless, and I give kudos to these guys for running such a good show here tonight.
Definitely put on a great show. And if you liked what you've seen, folks, get ready for next week on February 17th, because we're headed down south to Texas Motor Speedway. We'll be running the old Texas surface, so that's going to be interesting without the progressive banking. But for my producer, Mr. Landon Brown, for my color, Mr. Colton Briner, I'm Emmett Crow saying good night from Irwindale. We'll see you next week at Texas.